Hi. All right, we're back with card number 3. This is no stamping, but it is loads of cutting. And, door prize. Let's do a door prize first. And the winner is going to receive these cute little embellishments. So let's see, they're metal embellishments, lots of words for all occasions. And the winner is dun, da, 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 Sherry Van Dyke. So Sherry, you're the winner today. Winner, chicken dinner. And we're gonna get this in the mail to you with your packet, so you'll get that. So that's for Sherry. Yay, congrats. Okay, yay, everybody cheer for Sherry. Okay. I know, you're all going, man, I wanted those. I know, I can hear it. Okay, so here's the cute card that you're going to make today in this segment. And it is, this is actually a face mask, if you could kind of tell. And I've cut the card down a little bit. And I used, again, the information from the download from the COVID-19 Stampin' Up. And then on the flip side, it says, I'm smiling under this face mask, which I thought it was cute because it's the under flap. So you can put yours here if you want to. I just was being silly or fun or different or whatever and put it here. So there's the card. I'm going to show you exactly how to cut this out. The cutting directions, how to do it will be on your instruction sheet. But I've already cut everything for you. So, yeah, you guys are pretty spoiled. But I still wanted to walk you through the steps, okay? So, and this is what I did. You have your half sheet of cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, okay? And I'm going to cut off 3¼ inches from the front. Okay, so now this is what the front of the card looks like with just this little flapper. Okay, then I'm going to take this piece and turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to cut off two of these lines, which is 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch from there and 1/4 inch from there. Oh, whoops, I did that wrong. I was only supposed to go to the first line. Okay, so I have 2 pieces. You actually end up with 3, but you don't need the third. And then what's left over is 4¼ okay? This piece is what you're going to put here that makes your flap, okay? So, all right, we got this and this. All right, so there's your out of your white. Now, out of a printed paper, I'm gonna cut off 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm gonna, now I've already cut yours, but the 1 inch then gets cut to 5.5. because this is 6 by 6 paper, so I got to cut out that 1/2 inch there. Okay, now, what do I do with that strip? And I'm going to go ahead and build this as I go. I'm going to put that side on the out. So I'm going to put glue on here. Okay, so this 1 inch strip goes on this 1 inch flap. Okay, so you can do that in your packet if you want to. Okay. All right, so 1 inch strip to 1 inch flap. Now, if I didn't get things cut quite perfectly and you have a bit of cardstock hanging over, you see the cardstock, it's not quite, you can 1, leave it, or 2, if you're OCD, you can get out your paper trimmer and just trim that a hair, okay? It's just up however you want to do it. Okay, so there's that. And make sure you have no hanging overs on the back side. Make sure that this background paper is not hanging over from the back side there. Okay, so there's that. So here's where I took my 1 inch off. I'm going to turn my background paper, and I'm going to cut 3¼ right like so. all right? And then turn this again to 4 3/4. Now this piece right here will match up with the white, okay? And so since I used the green on the flap, I could do it this way if I wanted to, but I'm choosing to flip the background paper and put it here, okay? I'm not going to glue this down because this is actually somebody's card, but this is how I would do it if I was gluing. Now, because of the way I utilized almost the whole sheet of 6x6 paper, you have to be very, very careful with directional paper. Obvious directionals really doesn't work. This one is kind of an obvious directional, but because I put the green upside down, I was able to cut this piece off. Because if you were to flip this over and you could see that blue paper would actually be going this way. So it is a directional, so you kind of have to think about how you're going to plan. But if you don't use directional paper or designer series paper, then don't matter, okay? So that's how I'm going to do with this. All right, so there's the front of the card assembled. Now, moving on to the face mask part, which is this little part right here. Okay, so we're going to cut this down to 2 1/4 and flip it to 3 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to score every centimeter or every 5/16. Yeah, that's what my note says. Well, it's easier if I use my score board. You could use your scoring board, or you can use the numbers that are on your paper cutter. You've got the inch metric and you have the American. So it's every number. Like I started at 8, I'm going back to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, done. Okay, so 3, and it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. This is pretty forgiving. Okay, so now these are all scored. I know you probably can't see it. I am going to fold every one of those score lines. Excuse me. Obviously, I'm folding them all the same way at this moment. Okay. See how easy that folds when you score it? And then I'm going to fold it back. So it's going to get folded forward and backward. Okay, I want it to be folded both ways. All right, so now I have all this folded paper. Okay, so now what I want to do is make my mask, and I want it the opposite color to go on top of the blue. So I'm going to start with this. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can really see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so I'm going to make my first fold. I'm going to skip a line and make my second fold. There we go. Here, okay. Skip a line. Okay, here's my first fold. Okay, I'm going to skip a line and make my second fold. Okay, I'm making pleats like for those of you who are seamstress and know how to sew, these are pleats. I'm going to skip a fold and do a fold here. Okay, so that is your mask right there. I could have cut it down a little bit, but rounded, even numbers was better than, was just easier for me. I could figure it out a little easier. So yeah, so there's the pleats of your face mask. So you've got a Z with a long tail, another Z with a long tail, and then just fold the other back in. Okay. All right, so kind of wiggle and curl this around your finger so it has that rounded look to it. All right, so then I would suggest you just go in and put a little bit of glue in there to hold it down. Okay, not a whole lot, just a little. Hold it all down. And the folding may end up being a little different. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, flappies is all you need, so that's good. Okay, so then you have 2 tiny little white strips in your packet. So what you're gonna do, since my glue didn't hold, I'm gonna add a little more glue. It goes just here on the edge, and then you're going to lay that on top and hold it until that gets dried, okay? Or until it sticks well. Okay, and you may have to go, whoops, don't need a string yet. You may have to go back in here and glue that on the back side a little bit more too, okay? Because you want it to be together, all right? Okay, so then, oh, Jiminy Christmas, the strings are everywhere. And then one more time. And the strip of paper. Okay. And hold that. All right, now flip your mask over to the back side and not with the ribbon scissors. Snip this edge right here. Snip those little white pieces off. Okay, just like so. Okay, go ahead and give it a little bend memory. Okay, and I'm going to turn this, I kind of try to flatten the this white cardstock strip piece, just so that when I lay it on the cardstock, this is a bit flatter. Okay, if that makes any sense. All right, so then you can go in and add a spot of glue. Now, your string, if you don't have 2 pieces, you have 1 piece that you'll have to cut in half, okay? So your string, you're gonna lay in here and just glue it. You could have, if you wanted to, put the string in between the folds. This works just as easy. Alrighty. And you can make your loopy-doopy as big or little as you want, okay? Alright, so we're going to do this one more time for the other side. So, sorry about that pause. I was concentrating. You do want to try and make your sides to look about even, okay? Those are pretty good. So you want your loops to be about the same on either side. Okay, and so when I attached that to my card, I pop dotted it, and I didn't add any in the middle. I added my pop dots to the outer side. I'm going to have to trim this because I can see it already going to be a problem. I want him to make sure he stays back behind on the back side of the mask. Okay. So I added pop dots here and there on the edge. And if you can catch your string, that's great too. But I did 4, and you can use the big pop dots too, whatever size you got. They all work, okay? And then you peel those, and once you have all of this together, you're gonna pop your mask on. And then, what I did, here we go, out of our COVID-19 fundraiser, I printed and punched out I Miss Your Face, and so you're going to pop dot that I Miss Your Face too. And then of course on the inside you can glue, oh, those strings, I need to get those packed. I'm smiling under my face mask on the top part, or you can do it down here and the inside. Okay, I just thought it was cute because it's like under your mask, and then you have this much of area here. I mean, you could write out on this part if you wanted to, but it may take away from the look of the card. But you have a large area to write a nice note to somebody, you know, somebody you haven't seen in a while, and brighten their day. So I want to go over this one more time. I want to, oh, some lucky duck's going to get this card that's already half completed. I know y'all want it. I know. Yep, I hear ya. Sorry, you're going to have whoever gets them, they'll be a lucky two. So anyway, so I'm going to start. Let me come back out a little bit so you can see me cutting. Okay, so this kind of has a directional. Doesn't matter if this goes up and down or horizontal or vertical. Oh gosh, I got up too early this morning. Okay, so I mean, and this one definitely has a directional, so I'm gonna have to think this through. I think I'll do, how am I gonna do this? 3 3/4. Okay, I'm gonna do an inch here. Oops, not a score. An inch here. Okay, so you have 6 by 6. You have 6 by 6, and I've cut an inch off. Okay, then you're going to take this and turn it 90 degrees. All right, I'm going to back up just a little bit because I wanted to show you. I just took this off. I want to cut this to 5.5 so that it will fit in the envelope. Okay, if we were having club, I would have just left it and let you guys go ahead and glue it in place, then snip off the excess, but it won't fit in the envelopes that way. So, all right, so this piece, then I'm going to cut that front flat piece at 3 1/4. 3 1/4. I've ruined so much cardstock, I have to be really careful. And then turn this to 4 3/4, which is just a hair off. Okay, and I got my nice directional on there in case the person who gets this card you can use that as your front and this as the topper, and it looks really cute. So you see what I did. Okay, all right, so then this piece, back to where we were, we're going to cut it at 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to score it at every centimeter. So it's just past the 9 on my board, right? Would you like to see it? It's just a hair past the 9. So I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, this is very forgiving. It does not have to be exact. I'm going to back it up, oops, and score it to 8, 7, 6, 5, at the 4 mark, 3, and I'm looking through here, I'm looking through the clear to get close to my number 2 and number 3. Okay, all right, so this then is all scored, so we're going to go ahead and fold. Remember I said fold all the way one way first. I don't know why my camera jiggles, because it's sitting perfectly still. I'm not hitting it. I think it's the way it's recording it. It's trying to keep everything in the center, because I can do this and it bobbles. Are you dizzy now? Sorry. All right, and so then we're going to go back. Maybe the way I have a setting, I may have to look at that. I didn't used to do that, so I don't know what the deal is. And keep going. You see my boo-boo? Yeah, I'm black and blue. It's better, and I got a scratch. I slammed my hand in the door. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so then, yeah, it hurt like a Dickens. The same hand that I fell on and dropped that cement stepping stone on in October. All right, so we're gonna fold down one, okay, or make our first Z. We're gonna skip a line and fold the next one, make our Z, skip a line, and fold the next one back. And there you have it. You can go ahead and give it a little bend, okay, so it has a bit of a bend. Give it a paper memory, okay. You need to see it again. So we folded them all back, then we folded them all forward, okay. Fold the first fold, fold the first fold back, then forward, and then you have your Z. To your next line, you're going to skip. You're going to fold back and forward, skip a line, and fold back. Okay, so you have 3 little pleats. Pleats, what a nice word, pleats. Okay, so then you have to smile when you say it too. The front of the card, we want to leave a 1-inch flap. Flap. That's a funny word too. So 3 3 1/4. All right, so we have a 1-inch flap. We have this extra piece. So that extra piece is then our layered flap. So it's going to get turned and cut to 4 1/4. So you have 3 1/4, flap 4 1/4. Oh, forgot to show you this little piece right here. You're going to cut your 1/4 inch strips from. So we've got pleats, a flap, and strips. I don't know why I find that silly, but anyway, okay, so here we go. Here's all of our parts and pieces. This piece gets glued to here, okay, like so, and then this flap will get glued to here, like so, okay. You want to watch that this is glued. Oh, the strings. Okay, strings. There's another silly word. I shouldn't have got up so early. Okay, and it's 10 times funnier because I'm in here by myself talking to the camera and laughing. If somebody walked in on me, they're gonna think I'm nuts. Okay, so then we're gonna glue, because these 2 pieces match, and then you're gonna glue it to your flap only. Now, here's a trick. Here's a secret. Do you see this right here? Little space, wider space. Center that. Make sure when you're gluing that you have pretty much the same amount of space on 1, 2, 3 sides, so it's centered. Okay, so before you put it down and connect it for good, forever and forever, then you're going to glue. So there's the assembly of that. Okay, now to the mask part. To the mask. We're going to glue and hold. Okay, so now I have time to talk about my new job. So well, I work at Fresenius Kidney Care, and the company has been around since the 1800s. Started out as a pharmacy, so you can imagine the type of drugs they had back in the day, but wow. Anyway, so started out as a pharmacy, and then a gentleman bought it, and he did research on dialysis and how dialysis got started. He's German. He is a German gentleman, and this is the coolest story. He foster cared a little girl, and he taught her everything she knew, and she grew up and took over the business. So, and she also went to school and whatnot. So the foster girl, the child, inherited and grew this huge company. Okay, so I glued all my pleats, and now I'm gluing on my white strips. Okay, she went on to develop the dialysis machines and technology. So it's a three-prong company. They developed and build and market dialysis machines. 2, they're a pharmacy, and 3, they have dialysis centers. And I work in a dialysis center as the secretary, and it's all paper pushing all day long. It's filing and scanning and making patient records and answering the telephones and doing whatever I can for the nurses and the technicians, and to be helpful. You know, I'll be ordering and putting stock away and all those kind of things. So, and then right now, because they haven't had a secretary for 6 months, the office is a flippin' mess. And so they're having me get things kind of put back together. And so I'm working a few more hours a day than what I probably normally will. I normally will only work like 6 hours a day. So 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's perfect. And and then I'll work Tuesday or Thursday at the flower shop and holidays. So Mother's Day week, I put in a 50-hour week, I think, 60-hour week. Yeah, I was tired. And the week after Mother's Day, because I was still in training, I had training that week, so it was even more. That week after Mom's Day, I still put in about 50 hours because we were just busy. So, and I had to work 2 days. So, anyway, but this coming week, I only work 4 days a week, so it'll be a day at the flower shop and 3 days at Fresenius. So it'd be good. And anyway, I have to tell you, friends, nurses, people who want to work in the medical field, this is an amazing company. Amazing. So if you're interested in changing jobs and want to do dialysis care, they are begging for nurses right now. But please let me know and give me the contact information so that I can put in a referral. Because if I refer someone and they get hired and 4 months later they're still with the position, I get a bonus. So, and I'll be happy to share it with you if you want to pass on names and stuff. So if you're interested, so they have medical, dental, matching 401, up to 6%, vision, paid holidays. Right now they're paying extra for the COVID stuff, and they are paying for child care right now, $100 a day bonus child care. And they pay mileage if they have to send you to other clinics. Like they have clinics in hospitals that they run. They have clinics in oh good Lord, I can't even stay in the camera here. There we go. Back side of mask, front side of mask. Okay. So there we have it. It's a great company to work for. The benefits are amazing, and what they do. So they take care of their employees like I've never heard of. And everyone who works there is like, this is a really good company to work for. So if you know somebody who wants to start new as in a career, I'm telling you, Fresenius is a great place for career. The VP came out during training and said, if you want to be late to work, you don't think this is what you want to do, don't come back. He goes, we're working on our retention numbers, and we want you here. If you are on time and you want to make money and you have a positive attitude, this is the place to do, because you will make money working for us. So they give regular raises and things like that, and just an amazing company to work for. So I can't talk enough about it. So if you know somebody wants to or needs to or is looking for investigating, let me know and I'll send it a referral. Okay, so let's finish this. So I'm going to glue and glue, then I'm going to pop dot, then I'm going to pop dot, and then I'm going to glue this on the inside. Okay, so there you go. Card done. Thanks, girls. I'll be back with, I think we'll be coming up with number 4. Okay, love you, sis. Bye.